Well, hi there, and welcome to my next video. For those of you that's noticed, I've gone out and got a lighting set up because it wasn't ideal with the other one. The camera was okay, but the lighting just wasn't knocking it. Even in daylight I was struggling getting even lighting and something usable. So I've not invested a great deal in it. I've just gone and got a bulb for one of my modelling lamps with a magnifier in it, and the other two are cheap £5 ever ready security lights for outside. LED, as you can see, one's just gone off, but just flicking about underneath. Put it in again, and we're off again. As I say, I can edit that out if it's an issue, and I may try different ones of these LED lights, but for now it's doing the job. So onwards with the next phase, which I'll drill the bottom off and see how we go. Apologies, we're concentrating on the lighting. I've already stripped this one. I actually videoed it and discovered I hadn't pressed record on my camera, so apologies. Where I thought I was filming, I wasn't, but stripped down. And I was just, last bit I was going on about, I'm not going to fully strip down because the doors, bonnet and all the spring loading is on them two crimped over things holding the old lot together, and by the time I mess with that I'd rather just spray as is, to be honest. Another thing unusual about this model is on the windscreen, rather than it being moulded in clear, it's also moulded in amber to give the amber headlight. The interior, for my purposes, will more than likely be getting painted, because I'm sure the car in question that I want to be modelling had a cream interior. The engine compartment and grille is one moulded piece that is quite nice, really, in detail. And the bottom, although I thugged it needed work anyway, because that tyre there is cracked. I don't know whether you can see it on here. Well, there's cracking in the front tyre. There we go. That was done before the drill. It was the other side I did the drill into, and that one's all good, so go figure. Right, that's basically it stripped down. I'm unsure. I think I will take the boot lid off, not because I want to, but because I'll be putting it in boiling water to use the caustic soda treatment. So it'll be basically, I'm worried about it melting, so I think I'll drill that off any second, so at least you can watch something being drilled off. As I said when I opened the car up, I'm not going to be using the drilling and tapping method. I'm going to be gluing it back together, because I've still not got a tap at the moment, but it's a cheap way and not many restorers cover it. I could, if I wanted, put some made up rivets in, but it's only an old matchbox. It'll never equate to much value wise like cargies, etc., and it's not going to be going back in its original colours, so it'll be instantly recognisable, so it matters not if I do rivets, glue, screw or whatever, as long as it holds together is the only issue. Ta-da! There we go. And that, folks, should be all the drilling I'm going to encounter. Not messing about if I don't have to. That's just going into the caustic soda bath as is. Any second now. Now that's the boiling water in. Well, the boiling water's in, and now I'll be adding the caustic very, very slowly and carefully, because the water level is very high up the glass, and I don't want it bursting and exploding. Just want it slowly. Going in to start doing its job. Right, we've got a nice vigorous bubble going on, so I think that's going to be doing its job. So I'll leave it to it for a few minutes. As you can see in the action now, some of the paint is starting to flicker, and the caustic soda's doing its job very nicely. So leave it a bit longer, get on with its work. A word of caution though to anyone using this: it is, as other restorers will have mentioned, dangerous and shouldn't be used lightly. There was a woman in our own town many years ago that accidentally put a jar full of it down that she'd made for cleaning either a path or whatever on a summer's day, and she put it next to a drink, accidentally drank the caustic soda mixture instead of a drink, and the day after she was deceased. So a big thing with this is you cannot afford to leave any drinks in your working area near it, because there is that possibility she did it, others can. It's a human thing, we've all done it, painting, and we've had our paints next to our drink and we've took a swig of the either terps, I've done that, or stuff like your acrylic paint, water, I've took a swig of that now and again. But that's harmless, it's all non-toxic, but this stuff is deadly. As well as the cautions of using it if it burns you. It's just something more that others haven't mentioned that is a possibility. Always be vigilant from first time using it to throwing it away. As can be seen now, it's starting getting a lovely bubble on now, and the more and more paint's flaking. Still mesmerises me to watch it doing its job, bubbling and the paint flaking. Well, big block length there. Anyway, my next piece of usefulness will be, try again, take two, milliput. And basically what milliput is, it's a two-part epoxy filler and sculpting material, and what it's going to be used for on this is actually very little. In reality there's not. Take a little bit of one colour. Make sure your bag's sealed. Also, watch where you buy milliput. I've found the best places to buy it are those that buy direct from milliput, and they have an high turnover, which online is generally one of the better areas to buy it, because basically some model shops get it and it sits on the shelf for ages with nobody buying it, and it goes harder and harder to blend, etc., and then harder to sculpt, and it's just generally when it ages, even though it's separated and not mixed together, it still goes off. So it's worth, as I say, getting it from places that have high turnover selling it. Like if you get it from eBay, look how many items they've sold of it. Anyway, basically what you do is mix it in together. You're mixing the two halves together so it's an even colour. Just flip it over between your fingers, melt it in with each other. It's quite therapeutic, like a lot of things in this hobby. It gets to be therapeutic. Then once you've mixed it in, it can basically be applied to where you want it, which in this case, for me, is onto the bumper, where the fog lamp, well, rally lamps would have been on this quattro, because basically I'm backtracking it really in effect to where it would have been before they altered it for rallying. Once it gets to that stage, you can then put some water on your finger, and basically it's easily see, I can leave a little bit to sanding and stuff, but I don't want to leave it all to that. Right, so now I'll do some more shaping off camera and come back in a sec. So now that the basic filling has been done, it's basically backdating it to before the rally lamps were put on, and basically the body's not in bad shape, so I don't think I'll need any more filling. But the next job, which now there's a blob on, and if start working it in. Right, to be fair, now there's been one into the back, and basically smooth over with water and finger so that can be sanded later. So now it will be on to painting the interior next. Anyway, as the more observant amongst us may notice, it hasn't exactly gone to plan. what can you say? No, it's not through patience or anger issues, should we say, but more of it was just beginning to absolutely freak me out, because I guess it's one that just did not want restoring. The upshot of it is, this stuff was weird for the screen. It's like a rubbery plastic, so it will resist in being buffed. You have to really bend it, so that was probably my issues. Yet you go to the front here and it's two different plastics mixed in together, I think, or maybe not, it's maybe the same. The other seemed to break off a lot easier, but it's like a rubber, so that's probably my issues, why I wasn't getting it buffing up well. And then we came to painting. That was an absolute mare. First off, I just went on to bare metal and it went orange peeling only on the roof for some reason. All the rest were fine, just one area in the roof, and that's probably what freaked me out more than anything, because I did the first painting, bare metal, orange peeled. Next painting, I stripped it all off with white spirit, wiped it all off, afterwards washed it, painted it, same area again. So give it another caustic bath, sprayed it in primer. I thought brilliant. It came up good in the primer, rubbed the primer down, put the colour coat on again, same area again, in the roof. There was a hair on it, so right, wet and dried it down, sprayed it again, and coming through, casting fell on the floor, and the same area of the roof again. It was just spooky how it was always the same area, so I thought, right, it just doesn't want to be restored. I made sure it isn't going to be restored, and basically that's the ending. I wish I could have reported a better one, but some things aren't meant to be. But that was just, I weren't going on to do it again in paint. It just seemed as if something was saying, I don't want to be restored. Anyway, look forward to the next one. The next one I promise I will finish. It's just one of those absurd things that I thought, you know, I'm not going through it again. Shame, because it had potential of being a nice one. But anyway, look forward to seeing you in the next one. And the reason I've uploaded the video instead of just scrapping it, I've done a nice little bit about milliput in it, which, as you can see, that area that I'd filled and sanded doesn't actually look too bad away from the paint scraps from it being smashed. It's not actually a bad result. And another thing I put on it was the safety about using caustic soda, and an incident that happened near me. Well, it's a good few years ago, probably about 25 years ago now. But it's an example where the woman, it was an hot summer's day, and she had lemonade next to a caustic soda mix she'd made for, I think she was cleaning the path gardening, and the sad result was she drank the caustic soda, and that was it, unfortunately. But anyway, I'll catch you on the next one, and take care, folks.